There's something strange happening in the world. The people with the most wealth, the most power, the most influence are behaving as if the future that gives money meaning is no longer worth protecting. Not because money doesn't matter now, but because tomorrow feels uncertain, optional, disposable. They extract more. They consolidate more. They squeeze the system harder than ever before. And the question is not whether this is intentional. The question is, if civilization weakens, if trust erodes, if the future collapses, what exactly are they winning? Money is not paper. It's not coins. It's not numbers on a screen. Money is an agreement, a quiet one, a shared belief that tomorrow will arrive, that the lights will turn on, that food will be delivered, that doctors, engineers, teachers, and builders will keep showing up. Money works because people believe the system will still be there when they wake up. And when that belief weakens, money doesn't disappear. It simply stops working. Wealth only has meaning inside a functioning civilization. Outside of it, it's just a claim no one can enforce. So why does extraction continue? Why do corporations, institutions, and power structures drain the very system that gives their wealth value? Not because the people involved are evil, but because the system rewards short-term gain and punishes long-term care. Quarterly profits outweigh generational stability. Growth matters more than continuity. Winning the next cycle matters more than preserving the game itself. Inside this logic, destruction looks like success. And when destruction is rewarded, how would the system ever know it's failing? How would it recognize collapse when collapse looks like growth? Even those who see the problem are often trapped. Slow down, and you're replaced. Question the model, and the machine moves on without you. Act responsibly, and someone less careful takes your place. This isn't always malice, it's momentum. The system cannot easily choose wisdom without threatening its own survival, so it accelerates instead, not toward stability, but toward whatever comes next. Extreme wealth creates the illusion of insulation, private healthcare, private security, private transport, backup passports. But none of these exist outside civilization. Private jets require airports. Security requires social stability. Wealth requires trust. When systems fracture, money doesn't protect. It isolates. And isolation doesn't create safety. It creates visibility. In a collapsing system, wealth stops being a shield and starts becoming a spotlight. There's a deeper pattern few are willing to name. Somewhere beneath the strategies and spreadsheets, many may already sense it. That this era is ending. Not consciously, not in words, but in behavior. When humans sense an ending, they stop investing in continuity. They rush, they hoard, they extract. Not always out of greed, but out of resignation. Sometimes control is not about power. Sometimes it's about fear of what comes after. And this pattern isn't limited to elites. When people stop believing in the future, they stop caring for the systems that sustain them. Trust erodes. Communities thin out. Short-term survival replaces long-term thinking. People withdraw, not violently, quietly. Collapse doesn't begin with chaos, it begins with disbelief in tomorrow. Every civilization collapses the same way, not when it runs out of resources, but when those with power decide the future is no longer worth protecting. At that point, money becomes an illusion. The numbers remain, on screens, in accounts, in records. But they stop working, because money was never the thing that held the system together. Belief was, and belief is always the first thing to go.